So what was going on in your life and you came across made a friendship with one of the well-known BMF guys?
Okay. So, and '02, around '02, probably like '02, I had just came from really having it my way, you know what I'm saying? And I had fell the fuck off. So I'm back in the street running around, selling weed, going to the bars, you know what I'm saying? Selling my little bags of weed and shit. And I run into a guy at the bar.
But you had this was before the high grade weed was super prevalent.
Right, well I had what they was considering high grade at the time because I had a guy that was really a master grower even back then.
Oh, so you were getting it here?
Yeah, I was getting it from a guy here that was just a master grower, and he had the weed that nobody in the city had, so everybody was loving his weed.
Called?
Well, he named his all different types. You feel what I'm saying? So I took on his trademark and started doing the same thing. So he was naming his shit like super, super strawberry, just different names. You know what I'm saying? So I was coming up with my own name.
What did you pay for a pound of that?
A pound back then, he probably was charging me like $1,600.
Oh, that's not that much.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But weed was higher then.
Up?
Weed was higher then. I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I probably was bagging up 500 out of
zip.
Yeah,
like grams were probably 20 or something.
Yeah, I remember we sold some zips to Young Buck. I think I charged him like 400, 500 a piece.
Oh, so you were coming, if you were getting pounds for 16 and making 4 a zip, that's 64. You were making a lot of money.
I was killing them. Don't quote me on the price though. It was a long time ago, but I was getting it at a decent price. But anyway, the weed was different. Ain't nobody had this weed. So I go to the bar, you know what I'm saying? The network on Thursday used to be the spot in Detroit. Used to be the banging spot. Everybody go to have jeans and Moet and shit like that. So I used to go in there with my bags. I used to keep them in yellow envelopes because everybody used to have their shit in the regular little Ziplocs. So I used to have mine in these yellow envelopes. Like I said, I took this tray from my man, started stamping my names on. I'm putting cotton candy on them, super duper strong, all that type of shit. You know, I really was the first one naming weed. You feel what I'm saying? Me and my man. We the first ones started putting the pack out there with the name on it. Let that be told, though. So anyway, doing that, and I run into a guy that's in there who know me from having the weed. So he bump into me, he like, man, what's up, man? You know, you be having that strong ass weed. I'm like, yeah, I got it. You know, I'm standing there by myself because I usually travel dolo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing there by myself, and so dude walk up and see. I said, yeah, I got some 50s on me. Hand him one of the 50s in an envelope.
What was that, like 2 grand?
Yeah, it was probably like 2 grams. It was a nice little amount, whatever. So he take the bag, he popped the bag open. Now mind you, it was in an envelope, so you got to pop the bag open to open it. It wasn't like no zip, you could smell it. Once you open the bag, because I had my Clio up so good with the weed at the time, once you pop the bag, you done bought it. You know what I'm saying? Normally, so dude popped the bag, and when he popped the bag, he smelled it and just walk off. I'm looking like, so dude walk off, I'm like, okay. So we in the bar, about 2 minutes later, he walked back up. He got a guy with him. Guy with him all geek. When he walk up, he smiling and shit, he all geek. He like, yeah, man, that weed good in the motherfucker, man. How much you got? Got a couple more 50s on me? And he's like, yeah, a couple more 50s on you? I'm like, hell yeah. He all excited and shit. I'm trying to figure him out. Come to find out this pig, you know, dude from the fam and shit. So he, yeah, man, I was like, hell yeah, I got about 4 more. He like, damn, that's all you got. So he buy all of them. We swap numbers, change numbers. The next day, I gave my number that night. The next day, dude called my phone screaming and hollering. I don't know who the fuck it is. He like, man, what's up, man? Where you at with that shit? Where you at with that shit? I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm looking at my phone like, dude. Early as hell, still blowing from the night before at the bar. I look at the phone. He like, it's old boy from last night, this pig, man. Come bring with me that shit at. He like, I need 200. I'm like, he said, matter of fact, I need 400. I'm like, right? So I'm like, I done jumped up. I go. I said, meet me at the motherfucking McDonald's on the boulevard and shit. He meet me up at the McDonald's. I'm sitting up there. I beat him up there. Next thing you know.
The Herman Kiefer McDonald's.
Yeah, basically. So look, right around the corner. So he pull up hype as hell in the Impala. The doors lift up, the rims spinning and shit. I'm like, this nigga, wow. He pull up, geek as hell, chain swinging. He jump out, pull the money out. I'm like, bet. But you know, this back then, the weed, excuse me. Back then, weed wasn't legal. You know what I'm saying? You know, weed wasn't legal, so back then, you know, we pulled the money out. I'm like, shit, nigga, keep that shit down. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we basically formed our relationship, you know, off weed. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, me and dude just started we really kind of just started hanging out. I feel like we was hanging out just on the strength because I had the weed.
So this was prime time for BMF. This was before people had heard the general public wasn't quite hip to it.
Yeah,
Or-
I didn't know what the fuck BMF was. I didn't know what the fuck none of that
So
shit
it's like
was.
it got known like all of a sudden.
Yeah,
everyone
you gotta
was
know I
talking
wasn't around boy number, but I mean literally I wasn't around as far as that went, but a couple years. You know what I'm saying? Like from the time we met to the time it was over. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever go down, like you were hanging with them a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean for the most part I'm hanging with dudes, so yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You
I
go
always
down to
ended up,
Atlanta?
I went to Atlanta and Cali. So
Oh, you went to Cali.
yeah, so
So you and him got pretty close.
yeah, we got tight because, you know, he found out I was a hustler, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, after so long,
Did you make a couple extra bucks with him?
right, that's what I'm saying. Like after so long, like we selling weed to him, he calling me every other day for weed after so long. I'm like, this motherfucker too happy. At the time, I wasn't really, I'm selling weed. I'm trying to figure it out, you feel me? You know, I'm like, shit, it ain't laying like that for me. Like, dude, he too motherfucker happy. So next time he pull up, I'm like, I'm gonna cut into dude, see what he really into. You know what I'm saying? Cut him to him. He was like, man, you know what it is, you know, type shit. He like, you know what it is. I'm like, what? He like, you know, things, you know what I'm saying? And so we like, I'm like, man, I might know some people, bro. He like, I'll call you as soon as I boop, boop, boop. Long story short, people I knew end up coming down and we end up shooting some moves that was so plentiful and profitable for him.
So it was a lower ticket than normal.
Oh, of course, it was low. You know, the number was decent, but the point was that out of the people that I had came and shot a move so good that he was like, God damn, okay, you really know what? I'm like, yeah, you know. They kept coming back, and these my people, right? So I have made more money than I've ever made in one day in my life. No matter, even though I had money, it was the most I had made in one day.
As your little market
Profits,
fee.
yeah. You know, I'm like, God damn. I'm like, okay.
You gonna ask how much that is?
Yeah. I mean, it was like about 20K, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was just your
in a
little
day,
middleman
but think about where
That's
I'm
a lot
coming
of
from.
money.
Yeah, think of where I'm coming from though.
No, and
you know
all
what I'm
you're
saying?
doing is, that's just your little fee on top of his price.
There you go. And dude wouldn't let nobody cut into him over me. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't let nobody like try to, cause a lot of guys try to do that, you know, cut it to dude and try to get a better number.
Yeah.
Like he like, no, you gotta holler at dude, you know. But so when I did that, he like, you wanna go to Cali? He like, nigga, you think this shit I'm doing? Cause I seen the chain on top, seeing all this shit. Don't mind you now, I done been around money, I done been around, you feel what I'm saying?
just had a little run.
Yeah, I had that's a whole other story, but I had a whole run, you feel me? So I was used to having money, but it was different the way they moved. You feel me? It was different. It was like, it was almost cult-like. You feel me? It was like the way they move as a unit and being black was different, but that's what I'm telling you. So he was like, man, wait till you get to Cali. You think that we locked in here? Because I seen all his crew and how they move. I'm talking about everybody buying Pellies, everybody buying Cardis at the same time, 30 niggas, you know? So I'm like, this shit real. So he's like, we think we doing so wait till we get to Cali. So I go to Cali, first time in Cali. Get to Cali, we go to dude house, we go to Meech's house.
Was that in Gardena or something? Or you don't know where you
I don't know where I was at. I'm riding through the hills.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
he
saying?
moved up to the hill.
Yeah, so get on there. This is the first time. Like I said, I'm Flye, man. I'm the fly on the wall, because that's just what I was. You know what I'm saying? So we go out to Cali. We walk straight through the house, big ass mansion. The only thing in the living room is that motherfucker is a goddamn Versace table. Bitch, long Versace table, like a dining table. The rest of the house empty, niggas everywhere. Everybody smoking, drinking, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? We walk all the way through the house. We go in the backyard, Meech back there on the phone. Yellow Jacob on. The Cristal bottle, whole bunch of niggas. Everybody having fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just some real peaceful, real nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? It was some real fly shit. So everybody got the chains on.
The BMF chain.
The BMF chain with the square ones. I'm like, this shit's serious. Like, these boys doing good. You know, they a rap group. I'm looking at it like, these niggas rap group. They something, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, mind you.
Come out yet or no?
He was there.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
he was there.
did you perceive of them as having any music business, or now you're just saying that?
I mean, it looked like a rap group. You feel what I'm
But, I mean,
saying?
you didn't
Yeah.
think they were rappers.
Right. The shit, like,
Well,
like,
at this point, you knew they weren't because you had already did something.
right. But you know, like I said, I didn't really necessarily like put those two together in a sense to the figure. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we did some shit that, cause like I said, I'm shaking and baking on my own at the time. I'm doing little shit, so I didn't necessarily, you know, he just speaking on his people. Like, my man's not really be doing their thing, looking good and doing that, you know, because we talking more so about the floss. Yeah, we ain't talking about the money. That, you know what I'm saying? I was so geeked up, I made a couple of dollars, but overall. Now we was talking about the floss, so you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't never really did nothing with them. We just had fun together. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, you know, so for the most part, when I got out there seeing dudes and them out there balling, there was just a lot of love, man. That's all I can remember of that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of love.
So you were did you meet Southwest T's crew at all? Or?
When did I meet? Well, I had met T crew before we went to Cali, I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, I met T. This is how I met T. I met T through the weed too, so I left that part out. So before we started even doing anything on the other side or try to do anything on the other tip, he would call me for the weed. So one time they had a party in their projects for Pig's brother who had got murdered.
What project?
In Southwest.
What project is that?
Well, you know, E-Course. You know, E-Course. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got a project in E-Course. You know what I'm saying? It's their hood, whatever, but you know what I'm saying? And they had a party for dude's brother. So when I go out there, he's like, bring a lot of that weed, bring some of that weed. So I take maybe about $2,000 worth of it, you know what I'm saying? Bag it all up, I bag the shit up. I get out there, I get out there, they got tents and shit, they got the whole project blocked off, got that bitch looking like a party, festive, you know, festival in that bitch. I got the tents up and shit. So I get over, he like, you got some of that weed? I'm like, yeah. He walk off, go get big dude come over there. He like, how much of that weed you got? I'm like, I got a couple thousand. He's like, here, give it all to me. He buy all of it, caught me all the hundreds out. I'm like, I'm just getting myself back together now. I've been down for a couple years after having something, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking like, damn, this nigga just cashed me out. So Pig took all my weed that I had in all the little in the envelopes, and he dumped it in a sandwich bag. He dumped it all in the sandwich bag, and then he handed it to me, like, roll up. Basically gave me my weed back, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was different, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I met dude and shit. So, you know, that was I really encountered and shit. But then after that, we continued to see each other, you know, because they got used to seeing the nigga around.
So I remember I think once you told me you got spooked, sort of not spooked, but like must have been at his house, and guys were going out, and you were just going over there to go to a club or something. And the screen door was just open and shit was sitting
well,
around.
you know, yeah, dude was real, like, he used to, you know, he was real.
Things got lackadaisical just because it probably went so well for so long.
Yeah, I mean, nothing never happened when he was moving like that. It was different than I was used to seeing people move. He just moved, they moved like the president. Them niggas just moved like they didn't give a, you know, like they had it to, if something happened, we could take care of it. That was the attitude I got from him. Because, you know, he said shit similar to that. Dude used to talk a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? So he'd say some shit like, nigga, my people millionaire, nigga, we Gucci, nigga, if any, you know, type of shit. But yeah, I mean, I guess he looked at that more so like, you know, if you make it like you're doing something, then it's gonna look like you're doing something. I think that's baby right there. Hold on one time. Yo, turn around, I see you walk back towards me. Keep walking this.
When did they get hit? Late 04?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, they got hit, yeah, it's probably like it was like, 04 or something like that, 03. But you know, dude had went to jail before then. You feel what I'm saying? He had caught a situation.
Oh, the murder?
No, I'm talking about Pig. You know, he had caught a situation, where he had went before them, so he didn't get caught up in that shit for real.
Oh,
you know, it was after the fact,
What year did he go?
He went, I ain't good with years, man. I'm kind of, but it was like, I think 03.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Not long before them.
Yeah, not long before them, you know, and then right after that, all the stuff
so
came out.
he wasn't in the indictment.
I believe he was.
But he was already in prison.
Yeah, I think they got something with that, where they could, you could, once you in there.
Superseding.
Yeah, you know, I don't know how it go, but yeah.
How much time did he get?
I think he got like 6, 7, 6.5, some shit
So, did you have a period of uneasiness of like, I mean, not that you were doing anything too big, but you were interacting with them and you did a little something.
I was spooked. I used to have times where, and like you say, I wasn't making no noise, you know what I'm saying?
But it was technically.
But just that you don't gotta be making noise. You know what I mean? Niggas went for not doing shit, you feel me? So,
you could drive somebody around the corner.
Yeah, I used to be spooked a lot of times, you know, because I remember Cardi one time was like, I was like, I had a green Durango. He was like, I was driving. I was like, man, I think somebody following me, bro. He was like, shit, they probably is. I was say, what? He was like, get rid of that motherfucking truck. That's how he used to talk. I'm mad at him up. I hung up. I'm like, what? But it
Well,
was what it
No,
was.
at that level, it's like having a real active crack house or something. Like the police aren't coming, or the police
Yeah.
gonna be around. You can't get spooked. You
I
just
was
gotta
younger
deal
then,
with
so I ain't thinking like I just looking at it how he was looking because they was too comfortable. So I ain't even think about it. I tell you what, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be 100, see, because I'd be lying to say that. When I finally got locked in and started seeing how things was, and I was just a fly on the wall like I really was at the end of the day, I said, damn. Because I used to ask people, I was like, what, what's the other things going on? He used to tell me a few things about like, man, if this go down crazy, it's gonna be big. You know what I'm saying? Because
Oh, you mean as far as if they got hit?
yeah, I was like, if something happened, God forbid, that's what I thought back then. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I said, this shit'll be big. It's gonna be big because these boys doing it. You know what I'm saying?
And they were all moving. That was the thing, is that moving as a unit is cool, but that also they put you together as a unit in court,
Right.
which they did.
Yeah.
They added all the deals up from all the people and made it, that huge thing.
Yeah. That shit was
When
crazy.
Pig got out, did you see him much?
From the first time?
Yeah.
When he
got out in like 2010 or something?
Yeah, he got out. When he got out, when he got out, I seen him, but it wasn't like how our relationship was before. You know what I'm saying? Because we things had changed. You know what I'm saying? So we wasn't seeing each other as much. He was trying to get himself together. I done got different things going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? But we still locked in. You know what I'm saying? But after that, as far as street shit, we just was friends. You know what I'm saying? More so. Thanks.
How you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, but when he came home, we just was kicking it on some normal shit, but we really didn't lock in on no street shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, he unfortunately, maybe when did he get killed? About 4 or 5, 3 years ago? 4 years?
No, it's just been shit. It's going on, I think, 3 years.
Oh,
now.
2019.
Yeah, it's only been 3 years.
Yeah, he was killed in his own neighborhood.
2
Rest
years
in peace,
ago.
Pig.
For sure. Long live Pig,
All right, well, this is Dreco Vega Bato. This is a quick little sub-chapter from the big book of BMF. So this was someone who wasn't in it, but was in it at the edges, which is interesting because then you
Fly
get a
on the
different-
wall, baby.
Yeah, you get a different perspective.
Fly on the wall.
So did you ever? Let me ask you one last question. What did you start feeling when you said to yourself this is gonna be big? Did you start kind of being like, sure you were having fun, or you just were in it?
No,
Or you
man, I was
didn't
a
feel
rider,
that you weren't
man.
that much of a part of it?
I mean, at the end of the day, I was at the end of the day, I didn't claim it, it claimed me because I was locked in like that. So I put myself in that position. So I really didn't, thank God, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a part of that situation, but at the same time, I was prepared for it because I was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I was younger too. My mentality was that, like,
But
nigga.
you never kind of eased back or nothing.
No. I mean, that made me ease back because it was over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean, before that, you were.
Yeah.
Did it come as a? Did you ever go to the club with Meech now?
All the time.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what we did. We partied.
Tell us, leave us with this. Just give us a typical night going out with them, like with the whole crew.
All right. First night I went out with them, we all went out, and then
What
this like
city was it?
it was in
Atlanta?
this was in Atlanta because we went to Strokers, and we went to Strokers. Matter of fact, dude was on ankle monitor, so he couldn't even come with us. And so dude couldn't come out. Meech couldn't come out, so he basically told
Well, it was
us.
after the shooting.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So dude, yeah, I believe so. So dude told everybody, he didn't tell me, but he told everybody to go get all the girls from the club and bring them to the house. When we got there, before that, I didn't know nothing about that part to the end. But when we got there, got a whole bunch of ones and put them in like beer buckets and shit and just whole bunch of
Were
ones.
people doing that then, before then?
Fuck no.
They started
Fuck
at that
no.
extreme.
Fuck no. Listen, and we crowded around the stage where the strippers danced at. The whole goddamn stage, we stood around it, all of us. And then the bottles started coming. Mind you, I don't know these people. They just know I'm with dude and them, or the people that I knew. The money started coming around and the bottles started coming around.
So you were just giving money.
Hell yeah, and
Wasn't
but
even your money.
it was for to throw though. You
Yeah,
feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Nigga try to pocket some money, we know you're a weird ass nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what it was. They passed some bottles, everybody had bottles, everybody had money. We threw money all night, and the instructions was from the big homie to get the bitches out the club and bring them to the mansion. And that's what they did.
All right. Well, that's chapter 1. We're going to see you again soon.
For sure.
Hey, where can they tap in with you?
Hey, Dreco before your Dreco. That's D-R-E-C-O before yo Dreco. D-R-A-C-O. You know what it is.
That's
Fly
Instagram?
before the fly, huh?
Instagram?
Yeah, that's Instagram.
All right, man.
Yeah, peace.